Hi crafty friends, how's everyone doing today? Welcome to my channel. This is Sheree and my channel is Turquoise Dreaming. I'm so glad you're here. I'm starting the month of June with a couple of new journals. The first two I'm going to show you during this video and start working on them during this video. And I'll tell you what's going on with those. But real quick, I wanted to show you how I talked about last Saturday in my video that day. I talked about using the Easter egg kit die, die kits to dye some paper. And Saturday I showed you the glitter. Was it the glitter? Glitter. They were little pills, and they're supposedly glitter or whatever they were. Anyway, I showed you that on Saturday, and that came out really cool. And then I had also a few tie-dye kits, and I tried a couple of those this past Saturday. So like the ones I showed you last Saturday in the video, I had done the weekend before. And so now this past weekend I did some more, and this is them right here. So these were from the tie-dye Easter egg dyeing kits, and I'll tell you, I like the pills better. In the tie-dye kit there was these little pouches of color, and I found that I needed to combine like the other kit told me exactly like 5 ounces of water, exactly how much, 2 tablespoons of white vinegar, you put it in a cup and you're good to go. And you have your, and the color was good. This one, it was kind of a different direction or instructions. And so I kind of experimented a little. And I enjoyed it. It's not that I didn't enjoy it. It's just I had to use, to get the right color, to get a good, good color where you could see the color, I had to use 2 kits, and I put 2 pouches together. So, you know what I mean? So there was like red, blue, yellow, whatever. So I put 2 pouches of yellow, 2 pouches of red, 2 pouches of whatever. And I did mix some to make green. So let me show you. First of all, I tried the tie-dye. You had to, it's not like, you had to experiment if you're really going to try to tie-dye. And so, converting the instructions for eggs to paper was quite challenging. But I'll show you what I got out of it here. So the first few, what I did was I put my paper out on my counter like I told you how I do. And I got my colors ready. And I took a paper towel, because it kind of said to use a paper towel to, something like that, to, I followed the instructions. But what I did is I took the paper towel and dabbed, I made a little kind of wrinkled paper towel kind of ball, and took it and dabbed it on the paper. And so you can see, like, these are the papers that I dabbed onto. I mean, they're pretty, aren't they? They really do look kind of like tie-dye if you look at them. And so I did the dabbing, and then I thought, well, I need more color, so I kind of did more dabbing. And so some of them have like different colors. I like did the blue, dabbed with the blue, dabbed with the purple. And so that's how I got different colors on here. So like, let me show you again how the dabbing, like this one's all blue. Looks like this one's pretty much, well, this one has some pink on it, pink and blue. This one has, looks like purple and maybe some yellow. I'm trying to just look at the dabs and not the background. This one has different colors on it, pinks and blues. Blues and pinks on this one too. And then I decided that there wasn't enough color on there, and I just took my paintbrush with whatever color I wanted. Like this one, you can see apparently I took yellow and just went all over it too. I didn't let the dabs dry or anything. I was just like, just having fun, experimenting. So I just swiped it with the color, whatever color. And then I left them alone and let them dry. So that's how, as you can see here, that's how these came out. And they were a lot of fun, and I like them. I will definitely use them in a journal. I think they're really cool. But I couldn't see, it took more time to do that process, and I didn't want to do that throughout the whole using, because wanted to use all the color that I had made that day. I didn't want to carry it and have to store it or anything overnight or for more than one day. So I was like, well, I just got to use this color after these. I was like, I just got to use this color and be done with this because I like the solid colors too, and I wanted to see how those would come out. So at this point, I had already added, 2 pouches to each color and used some of the blue and yellow to make green. So this is how the greens came out for that tie-dye kit. And so I found that the color also didn't go through the paper as well. I don't know, as you can see, it's a lighter color. It's a good color. It's nice. I like it. I'll definitely be using all of these, but it's not as bright as the other colors, the ones I showed you last Saturday in my video. So, if you would like the lighter color, this would be a good thing to use. But I did have to use, like I said, two pouches to get the color. Plus, I had to take away from, instead of doing all the, using all the blue and all the yellow in my cups, I had to take some away from the blue and the yellow to make the green. Because there wasn't, there was only 3 colors. And if you wanted any other colors, you had to mix them, and make them yourself out of what you had, right? So anyway, there's the color. And then I did have to turn the pages over a lot of times to make sure the color was on both sides. And it seemed like the other dye with the pills, that went through the paper better, and I didn't have to turn the papers over. So if you know what I mean, if you don't dip your paper and you paint it on like I do, if you put enough on there, it will seep through and you don't have to turn your papers over. Here's another, okay, is this a tie-dye one? Okay, I don't think these are tie-dye ones. Okay, so what I did, some of them were solid, and then some of them, as they were drying, I thought, wouldn't it be cool if the edges of them were another color? So I started just dabbing the edges. So I'll just show you. See, this didn't go through as much, but I still like it. I like it like that. It reminds me of that scrapbook paper that I just got at Hobby Lobby, right, with the painted swatches. And so here's one where I dab. Here's probably quite a few, see, where I dabbed the edges with some blue or whatever, purple, whatever it was. And isn't that cool? A different kind of look, right? So whatever you think of while you're doing this, whatever you want to try, I would encourage you to try it, because I don't think you can really go wrong. So yeah, these are all the pink ones that I had, and I decided to do the edging in blue. I started out being a little timid with it, like I was just doing barely an edge, and I was like, I like how it just looks like it just kind of soaked in from the edges, and so then I started making it hot. And plus, I thought, here's a little thing I thought of. If I'm using these, say, and I fold this in half, these make great pages. It's 8.5 by 11. They make great pages, but sometimes when I've used them, from experience, sometimes they're, whatever you're using, when you fold them in half, 8.5 by 11 is, where's my ruler? I wanted to actually measure it and tell you exactly. Oh my goodness, it's gone. It's always here. Well, anyway, 8.5 by 11. So this is 11, so it should be 5.5. So it should be 5.5. So I have found through experience that sometimes when you're even using like this, sometimes you have to cut off the edge a little bit, even a sliver. And I thought, well, if I'm going to be potentially, maybe having to cut off the edge at some point, I don't want to just I don't want to do this and then have to cut off all my color. So I started making it a little wider. So you see like this one, and then you'll see like this one is a little wider on the color. Just in case I have to cut some off, I'll still have color there. So that was my thought process through experimenting with these. So that's the pink with the blue border. which I think turned out cool. And then this one was blue. This is really a pretty blue that turned out here. And then some of these you can see I had done before I thought of the border thing. So like these are pretty much a solid blue, pretty blue color. Like I said, these are from the tie-dye kit. And then these are when I thought of the border. So I added a little yellow to the edges. And those are those. Very pretty. I like the little shading there. So yeah, those came out nice. And then here's the yellow. And that was the last color. So I think I have some solid yellows. And then I added, let's see, here we go, a little bit of shading to the edges on some of these. Like, here's different colors. Mixing, oh, I think I must have mixed some colors too. Oh, this has got like pretty like pink and yellow and green, blues and yellows. Yeah, so yeah, just if you're doing this, you've never done it, but you want to try it. Look at this one. It's a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. But I would get the other one next time, more of the other one. But I think I got all of the one that they had, the whatever it was called in last Saturday's video, glitter, whatever it was. Let's see if I have the name of it here. I was going to show you these. I cut these from the boxes. I don't think I kept the name of the other one, but it had this bunny on the box. And I cut the bunny out and saved that from the box. I wanted to show you this last week and I couldn't find it. It was right over in my corner of my table. But I had a lot of stuff on my table so I couldn't see it. And let's see, I think I already made tags out of the other samples that were in this box. And I already have them in my stash, or I might have even put them in a journal. But these are from the tie-dye box, and so I mentioned I was going to cut this in half and make tags. And I already put 2 holes here. I backed them with some white cardstock, and I just have to put some little ribbons on or something on there. And these were on the box too, these eggs, so I cut those out. These can be like, if I put them in an Easter journal, it could be a tuck spot. Oh, here's the other kit. It was this one. Oh, it was this one. This was the one from this was from the box from last week. These swirly eggs. Yeah, and those had the pills. And then the tie-dye ones, these are the tie-dye. And they had the pouches. So yeah, I had cut these out of the boxes. And then also I cut these words out of the boxes. I like the font. It looked very retro. This is the word eggs. It was on the box several times. So, you know, like I said, I used 2 boxes. So I cut all those little pieces out, the eggs, and then I cut also the tie-dye because I thought that was cool. You know, so retro, right? That's a separate one. Here's another eggs. So yeah, I just wanted to show you. I used all parts of that I could out of those tie-dye kits, and that was a lot of fun. So that's what I've accomplished this week and so far in my crafting this week. I haven't crafted at work yet. I went out to lunch with my friends, so I didn't get to craft that day. And then yesterday, I went thrifting. Now, I had to go to Goodwill to donate some stuff, you know. So, of course, while I was there, I went inside. So that will be another Thrifty Thursday for the future. But I wanted to get started on these journals today and show you the fabric I picked out and what my plans are. And so I just picked out some fabric, and I came in here. Wanted to show you the paper there, and get started on these journals. I'm starting from the very beginning, and I showed you those books after the flip through of the cat journal. At the end of that video, I showed you the books that I want to make into like blank journals, or my customer actually called them writing journals. Customer/subscriber. Let me pick this up so I don't shake my table. But I was like, you know, that's right. That's a writing journal. A blank journal could be I mean, a blank journal can go in whichever direction you want it to. You can embellish it, make it into a memory keeper, like pictures, or you can write, or any combination of whatever you want to do, draw, paint, whatever. Okay, I just want to make sure that was clean. It looks, this one is really good condition. It has a little bit of, you see the color, but it's all together and very nice. But we're going to take it apart. And this one has a little bit more wear on it, but it's a little older, so, but it's still really cute. I was going to try to take this off, but I could see that it's going to peel off that paper, the top layer, so I can't do that. And then I'm going to do something with this here, this worn edging. I have to experiment with that. I'm not going to do that today, though, but we are going to take the book apart today. So if you don't want to see the book taken apart, if you don't like that, you might want to cover your eyes like I do when I see an operation on TV. I can't watch an operation. Nope, I was not meant to be a nurse or even work at a hospital or a doctor's office, I don't think. I did apply for a job at a doctor's office once, and I guess it's probably a good thing I didn't get it, unless I was going to work it just in the office part, you know, work on the whatever front desk. But it wasn't meant to be, apparently. I didn't get the job. I applied for I was looking for a job at one point when I was about, how old was I, 20? 21? No, I think I was, well, I got my first job at a law office when I was 21. So, apparently I was 21. But I was looking for a job, and I went and applied at law offices and doctor's offices. I decided that's where I wanted to work, either a doctor's office or a law office. And I got a job at a law office. Okay, we're going to cover your eyes if you don't want to see. But, yeah, so, yep, and the rest is history, because I've worked at law offices ever since. I've always worked at a law office ever since. So apparently it was meant to be. God was watching over me, leading me in the right direction, apparently. Of course he was. Alright, so, yeah, this came out nice. This is going to be really cute. I'm going to show you the fabric in a second. So I'll cover this up with something, whatever's showing after I, we'll figure that out after I put the new spine on here. But we're just gonna get this going. I don't want this video to be too long, so we're just gonna barely get started here and show you the fabric. Take these apart, and then we'll do some more in the next video. I don't want this video to be too long because I'm doing this on Tuesday night, and this video is for Wednesday. So I gotta go get it uploaded and everything. And it takes, you know, I'm sure you've heard people talk about how long it takes to upload a video. And I usually don't do it this way. I usually do it 2 or 3 days ahead of time, at least. And then I can just let it take its good old sweet time uploading and not worry about it, having it, sitting there waiting and watching it and stuff like that. I'm not going to do that, but it's just, you can get it to a certain point when it's uploading, and then you just got to wait until it's done. Okay, so I'm going to put a new spine on here. So that's how I'm going to bind this, a new spine and fabric over the spine. And so a little bit extra paper right there. So this one, I'm going to show you the inside and again in a second. I'm going to, besides maybe put something around to seal these edges, maybe some paint here around the edges, and then fabric will be covering this side. And then if you've never done this, see how the edges kind of just worn on these, the corners, you put probably art glitter glue, just you squirt some art glitter glue in kind of in between the layers, because you know it has that little knot, like, you know, even the original bottle has the thin, very thin nozzle, and you can get it in between these layers and just squirt it in there, and then, you know, press it back together, so you're kind of repairing it that way. And then you can't put book corners on it. You kind of need to squish it back together though with some glue before you try, you know, to get it nice and flat before you put book corners on it. I don't know if I'll put book corners on this. I might not. And then, but I can send them along in case the customer would like to have put the book corners on. I usually don't because I like the worn corners, but I do have some, so I can send them along, whatever I have. And then, so these, inside of this book, you see, this is just different titles of Raggedy Ann books, and this is just plain. So I thought I would take, I'm going to put this back in here somewhere. I don't know if I'll glue it down or maybe clip it in. But yes, I don't know if I said it, but my customer / subscriber asked me about getting these two made. You know, when I showed the books, I think I was starting to say that I didn't finish my sentence. But, yeah, she asked me to make these two first for her, so that's why I'm making these two first. So if you wanted any of the other journals, just let me know. The other books, let me know, and I'll do those next. But, you know, anybody that's watching. But what I thought I would do, I did this with another book, and it came out really cute, where it had these beautiful, like, full-page pictures like this. So I'm going to pick out a couple and put them on the inside of this one. So this will be, you know, this will fit right on there. I'm not saying it's going to be this one. I'm just going to say it could be this one or one of the other ones in here. Let's just see. There's that one. This one. We've got Raggedy, and they're looking into a shell. See, here's the shell. So they're looking in that shell. And then here's one with a double picture. That's a really pretty vintage looking picture there with the little girl on a sled and the Raggedy Andy doll. And here he is. But anyway, it could be that one. That's a full page, even though it has some words in the middle. Oh, here's two. Look at these. Oh, that's perfect with Raggedy Andy sitting in a chair there. And look, there's that little girl holding him. Oh my goodness, that would be so, just like perfect. Maybe this one in the beginning and this one in the end. And I will cut them to fit right, you know, on the pages. They pretty much fit. They have to take a little bit off the side and they'll fit. So that's my plan. I just wanted to kind of show you what I'm planning on doing. Oh, here's another one. Those two are perfect though. They just have really nice, here's another one, nice one of Raggedy Andy with a horse. And Raggedy Ann's always around somewhere too, looking on with him. This book is so cute. Look, you can make lots of nice ephemera with these pictures too. There's a lot of nice pictures in here, actually, aren't there? Wow. So cute. I'm sure the stories, this is stories. This is not just one story, it's Raggedy Andy stories. Dr. Raggedy Andy. Oh, here's some more full pages. That is so cool that there's so many full pages in here. Look. So cool. Okay. You get the idea. Oh, there's some more. I can't get over how many there are. Look at this one. Oh my goodness, these are so cute. Look at the Easter Bunny. Okay. Oh, look at this one. They're falling. Oh, poor babies. They're falling down. Oh, looking at the window. Got their arms around each other. Anything else? Pillow. Is this a pillow fight? Looks like a pillow fight. So cute. I can't stop looking. Make me stop. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that's the plan. Okay, so and the fabric is going to be, I picked out this. As soon as I looked at this, I said, something with black in it. And I don't I didn't have very much with black in it, but I found this piece from the strips I just brought home, the jelly roll strips. Look at this, how pretty that would be. So yeah, this will be on the inside and outside. So pretty. I think that'll look really pretty. It's perfect for this book. It'll set it off nicely. And then the Bambi. Let me just show you my plan for that one. Here's the Bambi. Well, we probably are running out of time, so I'm not going to take this one apart yet. I'll do it off video. But this one already has beautiful pages here, so I don't have to put any paper here. I'm going to keep this paper, of course. There's all these cute little creatures here on the cardinals, birds, woodpeckers, little possum, a moose, porcupine, little pheasants, a little fox, frog. What is that? I'm not sure what that is. Raccoon, beaver. What is that? I don't know. It looks like, I don't know what it is. That's strange. I know my animals, but I don't know what that is. Oh, it's a bunny. I couldn't see the ears. Like if you look at it without the ears, I'm like, what is that? But the ears, I guess that's an ear right there. It's a bunny. Hello. You're probably like, it's a bunny, Sheree. Hello. Squirrels, ducks. Okay, and here's this is just inside cover. So the back cover looks like this. Okay. There's the bunny again. That's funny. I'm sorry. I feel so dumb now. Didn't recognize a bunny. My favorite animal. One of my favorite. Oh, look at the bluebirds. Those are cute. Anyway, so that I'm keeping the inside cover. And then I found this. As soon as I saw this one, as soon as I was looking at this one and trying to think what, before I even looked at my fabric, I was like, oh, it would really be cool if I could find some green fabric. Like, see that Bambi there and all this green down here. So what did I find? I found this beautiful green fabric. I don't know where I got this. It's a scrap. I must have got it. I don't know. I don't know if I just brought it home or I've had it for a while, but see how beautiful that will look with all the green, and it has these little flowers. Almost looks like Japanese kind of flowers there, but very beautiful. Here's the Marcus Fabrics, copyright protected. So, yep. That will be beautiful on there. So that's my plan. Just wanted to give you a little update of what's going on. And I'm going to, if you didn't see my video yesterday where I talked about doing a giveaway of a journal, and I did a flip through of the journal, I'm going to link that video under this video. So you can either just go back one or click on the link and go and enter if you'd like to win that journal. A chance to win it. I'm going to do a drawing on Monday. I put all the instructions and the drawing date in the description box for that video, and the drawing will be on Monday. I'm not going to draw it out. I'm just going to, whoever comments under that video will be entered. So if you'd like to enter, just do a comment, under that video yesterday, and like and make sure you're a subscriber. The most important thing is subscribing and commenting, because if you're not, I'm going to do the random comment picker. So if you're not, don't comment, then you wouldn't be entered. And then whoever wins, before I post the video, I'm going to make sure, check my subscribers, make sure they're a subscriber, and go from there. And if they're a subscriber, then I will post that video and post who the winner is. And yeah, that's what I'm doing. So stay tuned for the progress on these. And if you didn't see the video where I showed you those books, let me grab them real quick. Hold on. So I have declared June my blank. I've never done this before, so it's kind of fun. It's just a little challenge for myself, I guess. I have deemed June blank journal month for me, and I have never, I don't think I've ever really made a blank journal. Even the one I showed you Yesterday wasn't totally blank. It was kind of blank. It had pockets and I put some things in it. I think totally blank would be maybe just maybe less pockets and nothing in it. So it's not totally blank, but it's going to be pretty close to blank so that you could take everything out and just have pockets left. But here's the books I showed, just in case you didn't see them. I'll just go through them real quick. Mary Poppins, Nurse Nancy, Dr. Dan, Raggedy Andy, This Snow White. Love it. I love all of these. And a Mickey Mouse Disney book. And that's my template for this. And this, I have this Raggedy Ann and Andy. I started on this one, but I haven't. I was just showing how to put the mechanism in here, so I haven't gone back to work on this one yet. But this is could be in the works too if somebody wanted this as a blank journal. It would just be with the notebook mechanism instead of sewn in signatures. These are some pages I had got ready. I've already gotten ready for this, and then of course I have the book pages here. So those are all in the running to be made into. We'll see if I get through them all. I mean, even if nobody says that they want them, I'm gonna, after I do these, I'm gonna move on to whatever I want to do next, unless somebody says, "Can you make this one for me next?" Type of thing. That's why I'm showing them to you. So I hope you're going to enjoy what we've done today, and enjoyed seeing the paper. That was so much fun. So I highly recommend it. If you don't like dyeing paper, I wouldn't recommend it. But if you do, because I really do, I don't know why. It's a weird thing to like probably, but I really love dyeing paper. So I have a bunch of it, don't I? So thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Stay tuned for this week's Thrifty Thursday. It's a good one. So I had a lot of fun thrifting. And so I have some fun. Oh, this week's my Hobby Lobby haul. Yeah. I never go to Hobby Lobby, and I finally went. So stay tuned this Thursday to see what I picked up. Anyway, thanks for watching, my friends, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day.